死ぬのか。
死んだんだよ。
Top 10 detective anime that will mess with your head. If you fancy Sherlock Holmes and his amazing ability to solve even the most twisted crimes, if you love the thrill of a chase and the confusion the mystery brings, then you have come to the right place. We just love the excitement of detective stories, and that is why we will be looking at some of the mind-blowing detective animes today. However, our list isn't going to be about your usual detective animes. Today, we would be looking at the crazy, mind-twisting ones. Call it detective anime on steroids. From contractors hunting other contractors to gruesome, unexplainable deaths and detectives that enter into the minds of criminals, the list is packed with animes that would have you thinking till the end. Without wasting any more time, this is my list of the top 10 detective anime that will mess with your head. So, if you have any suggestions or opinions about this list, let us know in the comments section below. Grab a drink, and let's go. Number 10, Bacano. Bacano tells the story of a group of alchemists who summoned a demon aboard the ship Advena Avis with hopes of getting eternal life. The demon does appear all right, giving them the elixir of immortality and the formula for the elixir of Mesa Avro, the summoner. The demon also reveals that the only way they can die is if they devour one another. The alchemists then agree that they are going to hoard the elixir, making sure that no one else becomes immortal. But Scissorlord Quates opposes this motion. That same night, the alchemists begin to disappear one after the other. When they realize that Scissorlord was the culprit and that they weren't safe on the ship, they scatter to different parts of the world. As the show progresses, new characters get introduced. Everyone soon learns about the existence of the elixir, and as you'd expect, chaos and gruesome murders follow. This is one of the best shows you can binge watch because there's only one season. And, to make things even better, we're expecting a second season next year. Number 9. ID. Invaded.
Let me go!
If you thought Bacano was twisted, wait till you hear about this one. Released in March of 2020, this anime tells the story of Akihito Nariasago, who was arrested after he hunted and killed the killer of his daughter Muku. While in prison, he offers his detective skills to the police and had made a name for himself for being a badass detective. He had the ability to analyze a killer's weakness and use it against them, which has made several serial killers he had come across to kill themselves. This anime is set in a world where investigators enter a killer's unconscious through invisible cognition particles. The unconscious is named ID Well, and only killers can enter it, which makes Nariasago the perfect candidate, coupled with his amazing detective skills. Entering a killer's ID Well allows Nariasago to see the killer's psyche, and, most importantly, his reason for the killings and what he plans to do next. This is also a perfect anime to binge watch since it's just one season. Number 8. Persona 4, the animation.
I'd be a badass with both.
I've just come across two suspicious teenage boys.
Huh?
If you're a TV freak, I'm not very sure you'd like what the producers of this anime have to say about watching TV. The plot is centered around Yu Nirokami, a quiet antisocial kid who lives with his uncle and cousin because his parents have to work abroad. Due to the fact that he doesn't go out so much, he spends most of his time in front of the television. One day, he decided to look up a mysterious channel that only appears at midnight on rainy days. But what he discovers proves to be a little too much to handle. He discovers a strange world inhabited by strange monsters called shadows, and a bear-like creature known as Teddy. In this strange world, Narukami awakens a mysterious power known as Persona. That makes him able to fight the shadows. He soon realizes that the world is linked to the real world and is related to a series of murders in the real world. where dead bodies suddenly appear on rainy or foggy days, and the channel warns them of impending victims. Together with his friends, he forms an investigation team that helps unravel these murders and rescue people from death. Number 7. Terror in Resonance.
Why were you even with 9 and 12?
By accident.
Remember, you chose this path.
Tokyo has been threatened with a terrorist attack by some unknown individuals, and the only clue anyone has is a strange viral video. Our main characters, 9 and 12, are survivors of an organization named the Rising Peace Academy that carries out secret experiments on 26 orphan children with savant syndrome, turning them into human weapons. Upon escaping, they steal a prototype atomic bomb and upload a video onto the internet with the codename Sphinx. They then threaten to destroy the city unless a cryptic riddle is solved. They befriend a lonely schoolgirl named Lisa after saving her from bullies at school, but she unknowingly gets caught up in their plans to expose this evil organization. Number 6. Ungo.
死んだんだよ.
I know the title of this anime is enough to make you think twice and ask yourself what you're getting into exactly, but trust me, this anime is going to blow your mind. Set in future Japan, in the war-torn city of Tokyo, Ungo tells the story of the aftermath of a war that left many people dead and a lot of properties destroyed. After Japan sent its military forces abroad, terrorists launched multiple attacks on Japan that caused so much havoc. After this, the Japanese parliament passed the Information Privacy and Protection Act that gave the government control over the internet. Our main character, Shinhiro Yuki, a detective nicknamed the Defeated Detective, is a contractor who has an insight into the various murders committed by strange people, and now makes a living solving crimes and exposing criminals. Number 5. Lupin the Third.
The art security? This ain't no boat, it's friggin' Las Vegas with seagulls. And I say let the good times roll on.
Although this is an incredibly old anime that was first released in the 1970s, this anime is still relevant after more than 4 decades. It tells the story of Arsène Lupin III, the grandson of the gentleman thief Arsène Lupin, and is considered the world's greatest thief, who does not only have crazily innovative ways of stealing, but would announce his intentions of stealing a particular object by sending calling cards to the owner. His partner and greatest ally is Daisuke Jigen, an expert marksman who can drop a target in just 0.3 seconds. I can't even blink that fast. Together, the pair make a very strange but efficient team, just like Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. Only that this time, they were the criminals. They are usually joined by Gomen Ishikawa, a master swordsman who can cut through anything, and Fujiki Mine, a female fatale and Lupin's love interest. Hot on their heels, they have Inspector Koichi Zengata of Interpol, who has dedicated his life to catching them, and always fails any time he comes close enough. Number 4, The Millionaire Detective Balance, Unlimited. Released in April 2020, this anime would make you question what you think is good and bad. After watching this anime, you'd come to realize that the gray area between black and white is far more complex than we think. It tells the story of Daisuke Kamba, a detective who controls an obscene amount of wealth and is assigned to the Modern Crime Prevention headquarters where troublesome officers of the Metropolitan Police Department are sent. Daisuke is paired with Haru Kaito, who is of modest background. He absolutely loathes Daisuke's pride and, more importantly, his style of investigating, which involves him bribing his way to get the answers he wants. Faced with rather challenging crimes, the pair must learn how to work together and overcome their differences. Number 3, Another. If you're fond of staying up late until like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., watching anime in the dark, you might want to keep this one for when the day is bright enough. Set in the 20th story, it started with the death of Misaki, a popular student in Yomiyana North Middle School, who died of a mysterious circumstance during the school year. Since then, the entire town of Yomiyana has lived in fear. 26 years later, Kochi Sakakibara transfers to the same school and gets sucked into the gloomy mood that seemed to affect everybody, including the teachers. Despite the warning of his fellow students, he is drawn to a strange student named Mai Misaki, whom everyone seemed to ignore. Students and their relatives suddenly start dying mysteriously, the same way Misaki died 26 years earlier. Kochi and Mai must now find the missing link and stop the murders plaguing the entire town. Number 2, Be the Beginning.
Killer B.
Killer B is a serial killer who has thrown the entire city into chaos after taking matters into his own hands by going after criminals armed with his blade and superhuman abilities. As usual, the law enforcement agencies don't like this, so they recruit the eccentric Keith Flick, an expert detective from the Royal Investigation Service, to have a look at the matter. He and his rather interesting sidekick Lily Hoshina are roped into a criminal web involving serial big organizations. Will they survive it? Watch this anime to find out. Number 1, Darker Than Black. When two portals, Heaven's Gate and Hell's Gate, opened up in the sky accompanied by havoc and an altered landscape, the people of Tokyo knew their time had come. After the real stars in the sky were replaced by fake stars, a group of people emerged known as contractors, cold-blooded killers who have supernatural powers, without any emotions, just logic and rationality. They are used by various organizations and governments as spies and assassins to carry out their dirty work. The main character, a Chinese contractor named Hai, has been tasked with several missions to expose the crime organization named Syndicate and restore peace and order to the world. I'm sure your list of animes to watch has grown longer after watching this video, and I don't apologize for that. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for some more amazing stuff. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.